Howdy, howdy, howdy. Alright, we gotta be a little bit quiet because partner is sleeping right now. Let's get into today's trade. Did pretty good on the charts today. I will say we did pretty good on the charts today. We ran into a little bit of a roadblock as soon as market opened, but we actually ended up making the best decision out of that roadblock. So I'm gonna go over two different trades today. I only ended up taking one, but I want to go over both just to kind of show you, my methodology and my thoughts behind what kind of happened today in New York market. All right, so first off, we have two trades today that definitely would have played out and definitely fit my strategy and my model and all of that stuff. The first trade that we see is a long right around 9:30. So we can see we have an accumulation phase, we have our manipulation phase here, and the distribution phase right after it here. So that's good. Yeah, so basically we range. We ended up, I would have loved to see that this displacement candle would not have happened, but of course it would have happened because it was CPI. Yeah, this is around 8:30. I ended up getting CPI. I ended up taking out one of our highs already, which kind of told me that we were going to go long today. I was seeing that we had came into and respected a 30-minute fair value gap, and sort of my ideal of the day was that either CPI was, oh my lord, come on, either CPI was going to break us through this 30-minute, or it was going to keep us respecting, and depending on which one was what the trade I was going to take today. And I'll get into a moment as to why I did not take this trade. First off, if you took a long today based off of this, if you saw us come accumulate down, manipulate into a 5-minute for value. I'm not going to change time frames again because it's just going to mess up the screen, but we're tapping into a 5-minute here. If you're seeing us pull back into this order block, getting displacement out of, targeting the Asian high, targeting this 4-hour for value gap, you're doing very well. You're doing exactly what you need to do. Personally, I did not do that today because Tradeify, for some reason, just would not let me sign into my account. I don't know what happened. Ended up signing into my Alpha Futures account around here, around 10 o'clock. It's 10:15. I'm thinking, well, the move's over. That's it. That's all we get. I'm not making a trade today. That's how this is going to go. We're just gonna screw with me. Anyway, what trade did I end up taking today was this short. We see that we're kind of ranging, and not really ranging, but accumulating, not displacing a whole lot after this. Honestly, if we had just come up into this 4-hour for value gap and kept longing into it, that would have been the worst situation possible for me specifically. But yeah, man, today not a whole lot of opportunity. I'm gonna say we did not displace too far, honestly. I wanted to see more displacement today. I mean, you could have kept a runner going on here, but I am personally still trying to figure out the whole runner thing. Anyway, what did we do today? What was our trade? Well, we saw that here we're tapping into a 4-hour for value gap, and we're just tapping into it. We just tapped into it, and relative equal highs above. As you can see here, tapping into this guy right here, or was it an hourly? Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, this is not the trade. Right here, tapping into this 4-hour right here. Yes, that's right. My guys are not that ideal. So, what did we do? We tapped into this 4-hour, just tapped into it, kind of accumulated during the 4-hour session just to get up there. We see that we tap into it. We get some bearish confirmation after we tapped into it by inversing this 1 minute. I believe it was a 2 minute as well. I was looking at the 2 minute time frame, and that honestly was a lot more ideal for me. Yeah, so it was the 2 minute. We ended up inversing this 2 minute for value gap after tapping into this high. However, we didn't displace below this low when we tapped into this fair value gap, so we're not getting a market structure shift. I'm seeing that here, like, okay, and we also get some violent reactions to the upside. We close above this previous wick. Shorting right now is not the greatest idea. Anyway, what do we do next? What do we see next? Okay, we're coming up. Okay, now we've closed below this sort of support zone-ish, whatever it is. Mainly, we close below this last previous high with a good amount of displacement. We see that we come down, close below the body of these wicks, and all of that stuff. Doing great. Honestly, thinking really good for shorts now. Okay, all I need now is a retracement, and we're going in. Okay, what do we see here? Okay, we're tapping into a fair value gap. Okay, we just got some structure below. Okay, we're not closing below this low. Okay, let's wait a little bit more. Okay, boom. Here, we close below this low. We close below this wick. I'm ready to go in for shorts. I go in here. Stops were above this fair value gap right here, and it was going to be a soft stop. If we had ended up closing above this fair value gap, I was going to get out of the trade. Targeting this internal high, or no. Sorry. We ended up targeting this guy. We didn't end up targeting the whole move today, just because A, super late into session, B, already ended up missing the move. I had told myself a multitude of times, I'm not trading today, only if the market gives me an amazing setup and my trading today, and it did. I mean, this is like B+. I would have liked to see in this range a little bit more, also with the fact that it's CPI, we got this SpaceX IPO on Friday. I mean, there's a whole lot of reasons as to why this would not have worked. So, or no, I think I did go in after this. I remember being in drawdown. Yeah, no, I did. I did enter here because I had a really high confidence that we were going to close below this low. So I guess I triggered the gun a little bit early, but it's all right. It's totally all right. We saw the setup today. Saw not an A+ setup, but a pretty good setup. Honestly, today, the most A+ setup would have been this long. I think that after we had manipulated to this low, or into this 5 minute fair value gap, after getting a really nice displacement candle with a very small wick, with small wicks coming after it, that's the best for me. And especially this retracement, beautiful retracement, dude. Tapping into this order block, you can see here on the 2 minute a little bit more clear. Yeah, see, you have an order block here. Taps into it perfectly, gets some longs out of it. The best long that I would have seen today was after we had closed above this previous wick high. Probably would have gone break even at this internal. Actually, I don't know. I would have probably gone break even at this London high here. So, if you had just gotten a really good entry and you had just perfectly done it, we'd have not gotten break even, which is so freaking crazy. I'm so sorry for you if you ended up getting break even today. Really unfortunate. I mean, that's just fucking annoying. I mean, even, are we on NQ? Let's go on NQ1. Would you have gotten broke even? Probably. I'm assuming so, just because of how much more violent. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, if you had gone in after this candle closed, you would have been fine. Anyway, yeah. See, personally, I think that the best setup today would have been this long, but at the same time, this short displaces way more than this long does. So, yeah. That's the trade for today. We had two amazing setups for today. Unfortunately, wasn't able to take either trade on the Tradeify accounts, but it's okay, man. I'm here for the process. I'm not here to make money, not at least yet. I'm here to build healthy habits to make trading a reliable source of income, and that's what kind of today does. Like, if I had been beating myself up, been mad at myself for not, pissed off at Tradeify, pissed off at an outcome that I cannot control, it's just gonna screw with your psyche, man. It's just gonna screw with your psyche. And tomorrow maybe I would have hopped on the charts, been like, you owe me something, markets. You owe me something for yesterday. When that's just not the case, man. Markets never owe you anything. Never owe you anything. You can only make yourself available to the information that the market is giving you and take action and execute properly when you should. That's about it, man. Yeah, not a whole lot going on with this video. We made about 640. Hold on. It doesn't matter. $600+ is what we made today. Who cares about the P&L? Who cares? We're here for the happy habits, or how to change our lives. I think that I had a theory that focusing on becoming the future version of myself is going to make becoming a profitable day trader a byproduct of that. All right. Yeah, becoming a profitable day trader truly is a byproduct of becoming the future version of yourself. And I feel as though the instantaneous moment that I started to focus on becoming the future version of myself, my trades have just been so much better. They've been so much better. And I know that tomorrow when I wake up early as hell, because I'm falling asleep before 12 o'clock now, that I'm going to make the best decision on the charts for myself tomorrow. And if I end up getting stopped out, I'm not going to care, because I'm going to take a trade based off of my setup, and I'm going to take that trade, and it could be a loss, it could be a win. I'm not sure the exact percentage chance that it could be. We're going to have a little back testing session tonight to really lock in and determine the win rate of this strategy. But yeah, I think the strategy is really developing. Oh, and another thing, we have taken another step with this strategy. Something that I have noticed is that when we accumulate, we really, really want to manipulate to a key level of reversal that is outside of the range. Like it's today, we manipulated to that 4 hour. So maybe, today that trade that I did take, that short, maybe that was the Bay Plus move compared to the long that I ended up taking today. And yeah, man, I think that's, the strategy is really developing. I think that this strategy is really helping me keep a lock on my mental, on my psyche. Like tomorrow, I mean, if I see my setup tomorrow and I end up getting stopped out, I'm not going to give a fuck. I'm not going to give a flying fuck, because it means that it's just like, hey man, it's just part of that winning statistic. You gotta lose. I'm going to backtest tonight. I'm going to backtest this strategy to really lock in and find the win rate of this strategy, but I know for 100% certain that it's not a 100% win rate strategy. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way to determine whether or not this is a 100% win rate strategy within the confines of my rules. Yeah. What should I end this off on? I look kind of small right now. Hold on, I gotta. Sorry for the glare, guys. Really, hold on. Let's get some good posing going on right now. Oh my god. Where did he go? Craig. Life is crazy, but I think that if I focus on becoming the future version of myself every single day, just becoming 1% better every single day, things are going to go a lot more smoothly. You know, I think it's a domino effect, for sure. I think that becoming the future version of yourself will tip over the domino of becoming a profitable day trader, and becoming a profitable day trader will tip over the domino that is making money. This year's going great, guys. These goals right here, doing very well. So let's just go over these goals real quick. I want to show you all. I want to put this on the internet to really show everybody kind of what's going through my head here. 2026 goals: being the best boyfriend for Lucci, making good money on trading, getting foot in the door. I really think that I am developing on this. I would be very surprised if I ended up getting a payout this year. I would be very surprised if I end up seeing the money that is coming from my trading ending up into my bank account. But with that being said, I would be even more surprised if that when I actually start to lock the fuck in on this trading. And when I mean lock in, I don't just mean like sticking to a good psych. I don't mean just sticking to your strategy, having the impartiality of a sage, having the discipline of a ruler, and the courage of a warrior. You know, I don't mean just sticking to that. I mean sticking to that consistently. I think that I think I'm going to keep doing this, and maybe after this year is over, I'm going to really be able to just lock myself in a box and really, really make some fucking money. Really, that's it, man. And I think that, you know, right now I'm developing healthy habits in order to do that consistently. I think that if I spend the rest of this year just focusing on becoming the future version of myself, focusing on building healthy habits on the charts, and just focusing on just getting 1% better every day, that by the time this year is over and the next year starts and I'm able to just really lock in on profitability and, you know, making the best decisions on my charts and actually getting payouts and stuff like that, you know, that in my mind, that seems a lot more probable than hopping on the charts right now, full porting CPI, and hopefully getting a payout over the next month. Like, I mean, come on. A little fun fact: if you're full porting CPI, you are not a profitable day trader. Plain and simple. You're a gambler, essentially. You're not building healthy habits. Anyway, green paper, 2026 goals. Get into trading club, make one yourself. I have a feeling if there's any single goal on this paper that I do not make, it's going to be this one. I do not know if I'm going to make a trading club. If we do end up making a trading club, that'd be pretty cool, but it would honestly be a waste of time. I really think that trading is a U of a U game, and there really is no one out there that can teach you how to trade. And if I'm making a trading club and I'm holding everyone's hand through the uncertainty that is the markets, by the time it's over, it's going to be a waste of time. And that, I mean, I can, you know, maybe make a trading club for traders that already know what the fuck they're doing and I'm kind of in a space where I'm at, you know, where they've really starting to develop a strategy, really starting to develop those healthy habits. But I don't know if there's a whole lot of traders on my campus that are like that. So unfortunately, I do not know if that is going to be the goal. Anyway, next goal: calm down. Ooh, calm down. Yeah, man. Calming down is a really big thing. I think that this is a very broad term, a very vague term, but you know, calming down it's not only going to just help me with my trades, it's going to help me with my life, dude. You're going to make a better decision if you're calm, cool, and collected than if you're stressed out, sleep deprived, and uncertain about what's going to happen next. I mean, that's it. That's it. Unless you accept the risk, unless you know that there's nothing you can do to control the markets, unless you know that there's nothing I can do to control price now. However, I know that if I take this trade 100 times in the future, 60 of them are going to be winners and 40 of them are going to be losers. And I'm going to make sure that on those 40, I lose 250, and on those 60, I make 500. And that's it, man. And when you truly understand that, when you truly understand, hey, I've got a strategy. I know I'm going to lose, but I also know I'm going to win. And I also know I'm going to lose. I'm going to make more on my winners than I will on my losers. That really helps with the uncertainty of the markets. Next goal, being the best boyfriend for Lucci. Something I outlined in the last video is that I have a problem with distraction. I am 100% certain that I have some sort of ADHD or some sort of mental disorder that is causing me to get distracted very easily. And I think there's two routes that I'm going to go about doing this. The first route is, just being more mindful and just straight up trying my hardest to be more, to not be as distracted as I have been. I think that, I could take Adderall. I could take all of these things these medications that could help me. But at the end of the day, I got to make that decision to be more locked in and determined and focused. But with that being said, I think that we are in a day and age that we do have tools at our disposal that are helpful. I mean, I could lift off a few right now: drugs, alcohol, marijuana, steroids, plastic surgery, cigarettes, ChatGTP, AI. There's all these things in our life where it's like, yeah, if you overuse them and you use them too much and you build a dependency on them, that's going to screw you up. But at the same time, if you've got an eating disorder, if you cannot put down food and you have a hard time gaining size, taking a little bit of MK677 in a controlled manner that is, helping you while you also have that mind shift of like, okay, I need to eat more. Take the MK, bro. Take the steroids. If you've got some body dysmorphia going on with you, I had horrible body dysmorphia. I had this thing called gynecomastia. It's essentially it's man boobs, and man, it fucked with me. It seriously fucked with me. It made it extremely hard for me to get into a relationship. It made me, so scared just to take my shirt off around people. Take me to a pool. I remember this one time, my mom wanted to go to the pool for my birthday, and it was legitimately one of the worst birthdays I've ever had in my entire life. That's it. That's literally it. And you know what I did? Yeah, I could have gotten over it. I could have just said, you know what? I don't care. If somebody is going to meet me and see me as who I am with this, that's what it is. But also, at the same time, I think that, we live in a day and age where you can just get that shit cut off. And if it gets cut off and it fixes your body dysmorphia, it's just the same thing. It's just fixing your body dysmorphia yourself. And I am fortunate enough to be able to afford that. So it's like, listen, there's things in this world that are so good. They are so good and so powerful and so, so useful that they can become too good, too powerful, too useful. Like personally, I smoke marijuana every single day. I smoke it every single day. And before this year, I'd smoke it willy-nilly. Smoke it in the morning, smoke it before work, smoke it after work, smoke it at work, smoke it before a test, smoke it, just smoke. And now, I only ever smoke an hour before I fall asleep. This helps me calm down. This helps me sleep better. It's a thing that me and my partner do that we love to do together. It's a hobby that I like to do. I am a chef. I want to own a restaurant one day. I want to own multiple restaurants one day, and I want one of them to involve marijuana because I believe that there is going to be a new wave of marijuana enjoyers. I think that marijuana is going to be legalized federally within my lifetime, and I think that if you are in the restaurant industry and you are not hopping on this wave, it would be like not hopping on the alcohol wave when prohibition ended. I mean, it would just be stupid not to do it. So it's like, there's these things in our lives: marijuana, plastic surgery, steroids, proverbs, all of these things where it's like, yes, if you overuse them, if you build a dependency on them, you got to get off. and you failed essentially, and that sucks. But you know, at the same time, if you're able to have the discipline to be able to say no when you should say no and say yes when you're able to, smoke, go get the surgery. I mean, I'm all for that, man. I think that if you truly are able to have the discipline to not rely on these things to function, do it. Just do it, bro. Just do it. It's not that hard. Anyway, let's get into the rest of these goals. Get another job. Got another job. Did great. Lock in internship. Did that. Work your butt off this summer. My God, am I doing that? You know, I really think that it does. It does not take. I've said this before. It does not take hard work to become a profitable day trader. Oh shit. We're lagging. We're at 4%. Alright, we gotta hurry and finish this video. Oh my gosh, OBS. Alright, well, it looks like we're lagging. Essentially, the rest of our goals here.